Don't bump. You can't do move your arm like that. You're gonna knock him off.
Are you good?
This
So at 6 minutes,
You can
either
sit
ask
down.
your last your rush question, or if you've just asked it, wrap up that one.
Okay.
Alright,
Are
and
you ready?
Yeah.
should we do our intro? Should we do our high energy? You are watching Ninjaview number DC?
Yeah, I do with the orange juice.
Oh, well, obviously, I'll take a banana. And go.
Ninjaview.
Number.
DC.
All right. As I think you've just demonstrated, both of you seem to have a talent for going straight from idea into action, and maybe bypassing that filter most of us has that says maybe this isn't a good idea, maybe nobody will get it. Do you think it's true that you don't have that critical inner voice?
We still
Or do
filter
you just
things.
have-
You just don't want to see the things we're filtering.
Yeah.
Which was part of the question.
That was
What are the ideas that don't make it through
No,
your
you don't
filter?
want to know.
Yeah. Next question.
Read my Twitter feed. That's basically what
Yeah.
Twitter is good for. Here's another idea I'll never do. Here's
Naming
another
your
idea
breasts
that this would have been a great band name. But yeah, I mean, I think we're actually
Yesterday
that way
we
to
created.
a fault. Like
Yep.
we do too many things. We do too many ideas. That's why
So
we're
too
al-
much gets through.
That's why
maybe
we're
a little
always, that's
tighter
why we're
filter.
always too fucked.
So if someone knew you only through your lyrics, they could be excused for thinking that you were a psychotic, self-mutilating, post-op tranny who was about to go on a killing spree. So both you and Jason and Neil
That's actually
actually
me.
for
Yeah, that's
that
Jason.
for that matter, you seem to have a gift for sort of examining dark themes from a very human and even lighthearted perspective. So what is it that draws you to those darker places, and do you think that limits your popular appeal, and do you care?
I don't care. I think probably it does limit my popular appeal because a lot of people aren't interested in examining the darker sides because it freaks them out. And to answer the first part of the question, I think writing about dark things and accessing that stuff is really therapeutic for everybody, and therapeutic in general, like not just for me, but it's therapeutic for the culture to have artists examining life, death, pain, depression, suicide, whatever. Like pick a dark topic. If you're not making art about it, chances are you're thinking about it, wanting to talk about it, and not, and that's truly dangerous.
Good point. So this one's more for you. The stage production cabaret that you're going to move to. A lot of people who do films and then do a theatrical production talk about the difference in their lifestyle and how, you've been doing the multi-continental constant touring thing, and now you're going to be doing the same thing every day.
Yeah.
How is that for you? Do you?
It's a little scary, but I think the show's going to be amazing, and a good theatrical production like Evelyn. It has not. We're basically doing the same thing every night,
Just
but
in a different place. Yeah.
yeah, it certainly doesn't feel it.
And are you ready to reveal who your Sally Bowles is going to be?
I actually don't know.
Wow.
It's Jason.
So,
That would be great.
We're still trying to work out the contract.
Yeah, he wants
A lot of
500 grand for it, and we don't have the budget.
He's worth it though.
Yeah, and he looks fantastic in a dress.
Well, we do know this
second
from
that.
experience. So.
So you've developed sort of an interesting touring style that involves crashing at people's houses and having fans bring you dinner. Is this an economic necessity or a boho DIY artistic statement, or is it just fun?
I've toured all my life, well, all my touring life, just staying with friends and new people that I meet. I guess partly as an economic necessity, but mostly just that for me. That's what makes my life the most interesting. I like the shows are great, but the kind of the richest part for me is the little interactions that happen afterwards, and that's what actually makes me feel rooted to a place, and like I have a bit of a home all across the globe. The few times that I've done touring where at the end of the show you get into a bus and drive away, I feel really unrooted and strange.
Yeah, it's a much more. The economics of it are weird because obviously like in the first 3 or 4 years of the Dresden Dolls, we were crashing on floors and in a car or a van and spending a lot more time with our friends in cities and stuff. But when the band reached a certain level of success, we couldn't hit all of the markets without being in a tour bus. And being in a tour bus means you don't stay at your friends' houses, you get in the bus and you drive all night and you show up the next day at the venue. And it did feel more disconnected, but you're getting to play for 1,500 people instead of just a few hundred people, and that side of it, it's like a cosmic balance. But the tour I did, the solo tour I did last year, like went more back to basics, and we were touring in a van and staying with people, and I kind of need a little bit of everything, crashing with fans and friends every single night. I actually get driven a little crazy because after 8 or 9 days with no privacy, I just all I want to do is leave the social space and go for a walk. And in a tour bus, you at least get to close your bunk and just read and put up your do not disturb sign and get 16 hours totally alone.
Where I'm actually used to touring completely alone.
And driving.
Where I drive myself, or I take the train, or I fly around, and so I get all this kind of alone time.
Yeah, that's the main thing. There's alone, your life is structured out of alone time, social time, and then I'm a performer time. So that's if you don't have a healthy balance of those three things, you go crazy. If you have way too much of just one, too much alone time, you go crazy. Too much time just performing and publicizing and doing that, you also go crazy.
So our tour manager on this tour actually carefully monitors how much time we spend alone and with each other. I'm kidding.
Jason, you need your alone time. But I like that. Go to your room.
We should set up a tour like that.
That's not.
So why do you sound Canadian when you're from Boston?
You know what? Fucking everyone in the world says that I sound Canadian the minute they hear me say about.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Well,
I have no fucking
and
idea.
sweet fuck
Sweet
all.
fuck all. I've never heard anyone but a Canadian say sweet fuck all.
Oh, that just sounded like a great lyric.
It was
I don't say that. I don't say that in real
Canadian
life.
lyric.
Great Canadian lyric.
Are you guys Canadian?
No,
No.
but we grew up in Michigan.
No, but
so
when
we're-
people hear me say about or out, they're like, "You Canadian?" And I have no clue where I came from. My parents are from New Jersey. I have no idea.
There's a few words that you've adopted different little bits of accents from different places.
What else besides out and about?
Rather.
Father?
Rather.
I'd rather
Well,
have a water than a juice.
who is she dating?
She's
Rather.
Rather is very English sounding.
Yes. Next should
But
be saying
is
schedule.
it the fact that I use the word or the way that I say it?
Both.
Really? Oh, just make sure I don't start saying lovely. Oh, the show was really lovely. That's a
Yeah,
British thing.
but-
It's actually
brilliant.
crazy.
But the rather
I
was
say
way
it all the
Canadian.
time. Wow. Damn, I'm a bad person.
But I have weird things. I mean, I talk I say both with an L.
Both.
Both.
Wow.
Well, where are you from? My mother says Warsh.
I don't say worse because I'm from Washington.
My
The other
mother used to say
Washington.
Washington.
We should wrap this party up.
Yep.
All right.
Because
All right,
we
last
did our
question.
time. Last
Something
question.
important.
Something profound.
Something.
Oh,
get
man,
to
don't
the
put
heart of the
pressure on
matter.
it.
Okay, do you want one about improv or one about Lady
Yes.
Improv is good.
Gaga? Okay, the Chalice of Knowledge. I'm a former improv performer, and the Chalice of Knowledge is similar to improv games we used to do. Do you have improvisers in your posse? What's your inspiration to use improv? And is there more of it that you want to incorporate into your
It's
art?
a pretty simple shtick that we decided to do. It's borrowed from a very standard, improv game, and
Yeah.
we do it.
But is improv something that you incorporate into your art in other ways? And this is just a little more.
I was in an improv troupe
Were you?
in high school, but I was terrible at it. And actually, I was kicked out of a show right before it went on one year because I couldn't stop laughing on stage.
And I just about kick her out of the show every
Every
night.
night.
Like, oh.
So it served you well in your career.
Yeah, but that's what I love about rock and roll. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can laugh on stage and no one fires you.
And even when I want to walk off stage, I'm stuck in the dress.
And done. Thank you guys.
Thank you.